Hey, now, listen, man. I told y'all what was going to happen on UJ, and on this call, we're going to be going over it. So let me go ahead and get the squad, the Zoom link. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all lock in and turn the notification bell on because I'm bringing the heat on my end. You hear me? Um, live. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna leave it right here on this 1 minute time frame real quick until they get on the call. This is this is beautiful. Bless you. UJ is just doing this thing. Really don't even need this on. Whoa. Now I'm ready for us to go up. This is about to be crazy. This is crazy. Dang. What's going down? Man, I'm over here excited about this UJ because it did exactly what I wanted it to do. I called it to the max. I was going to even play the replay of Monday's call, just that piece of where I said the market's going to go to, and it just played out so beautifully. And now I'm like, all right, time for this to go up. So when we were on the call, we were speaking about price breaking this structure, and because it broke structure on this time frame, which is the 4 hour, we wait for the retest and then we take it up top. Remember, whatever time frame the break of structure happens on, expect a pullback on that time frame. Now, from here, we already know that this was the swing low. Why? Because it did its job. The job of a swing low is to break structure and then create a new high, and vice versa for a swing high. So that makes this valid as a swing low. Boom, this is another internal swing high that was just created. And then what did price do? After it broke, came right back to it. Exactly what we wanted to happen. And now from here, we're just looking for the pull up. A safe entry will be way up here when it breaks structure. But we have to remember the change of direction in the market is going to happen on the lower time frames first. So you'll be able to see the move happening, right? So we're just on a 4 hour time frame. Now we can go ahead and just go down, boom, 15 minute and start looking at the market. This was that break of structure that we was looking for. We even had it drawn up. Boom. It happened this morning. So what we see here, this was what structure is at. This structure broke structure, and then what happened? Pulled back to that same spot that it broke. Pull down, pull up, pull down, pull up. So now we see we're getting rejection from this area. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's starting to make sense. I can go to a closer to right now time frame. Because if there's a change in direction in the market, it's going to happen on a 1 minute time frame first. When we were going down, boom, structure broke, pulled down, pulled back, retest, pull down, boom, retest, pull down. This little candle, and this is what I was speaking on Monday as well, is we can't skip candles. No matter how big or small the candle is, we got to identify it, right? Because this was a break of structure. Then it pulled up, boom, another break of structure. Pulled down to here again, pulled back to that break of structure, took off. What happened? Break of structure here. Now, we want to see it be a change in direction inside the market. So if we're continuously breaking down and then pulling back, we need another break to the downside, breaking below here. But what happened? Price did that, pulled back, had a small little candle, and then boom, changed the direction of the market with this candle, right? This candle broke above all this here. Then it pulled up here, pulled back, pulled up, pulled back, boom, pulled up to this resistance again. Now, if we look closer into it, right? Price pulled back to here, boom, then we broke above it. Then it looked like it's just pulling back to the same area. So if it respects this area, we can continue to see upward movement. If it breaks below here, that's changed in direction in the market. So as we're waiting on the moves to happen, remember the higher time frames guide us to where the market's going. The lower time frames, we use them for entry. We already see what we want inside the market, and this is a 4 hour move that we're breaking this trade down from, right? We're breaking it down from the 4 hour time frame. So it can be increments of 4 hours for the trade to play out. As you see, the sale just happened, and we was talking about this trade on Monday. So the thing is, aligning everything up and then waiting for the things that you need to see happen to happen. Because once those things happen, you get more clarity and it builds more confidence in the trades that's being taken. So here, once we got that breaker structure, I'm like, we're sitting up here. I'm like, okay, we got the breaker structure, but we never got the pullback. Boom, it just happened. Cool. Now that we got the pullback, what's next? Continuation to the upside. Why? Because it respect. And I put this eclipse here for that reason only. We're waiting for price to come here before we buy again. Price fell right into our trap, right? So imagine it being this way. If I expect the market to do something and then it does that, shouldn't I trust the process? I'm like, you know what? I do need to buy. I need to buy from here because I said that the market's going to go to this spot. And once it go here, I'll buy. So now I need to trust my analysis. Trusting my analysis and saying, okay, well, price did exactly what I want to do. Let me go ahead and buy. But I'm not just going to immediately just buy, right? We have to go inside like a doctor and do a little bit of surgery. going inside these candles and making sure it's time to actually buy. Like I say all the time, everybody's correct when they're trading. When people say it's going to buy, they're right. When people say it's going to sell, they're right. It's just, are you buying or selling at the right time? I use this all the time. So it's just like if I go into the market and we both looking at the chart, I say it's going to buy, the other person says it's going to sell. I buy, I got to stand it in. Market goes up 2 pips, I close out, I make $20. And then boom, they take the sell from there. They go down 2 pips and they close out, they get $20. Who was right and who was wrong? We both won our trades. So that's the real behind it from my perspective, right? So now I have to also get the experience. So that way I know exactly what I'm looking at. I understand what's going on in the market, and then I can build the patience that I need to create the income that I want, right? So now we're looking, yes, for upward movement. We can see on this hour time frame now, it broke here. What happened here? Pullback, take off. Now we're revisiting, right? Revisiting again. So we got a clear picture. We can see. Let me take this off now because we already seen that we want that to happen. Go to the 15. Look at the market. It was on a downtrend. That big move to the downside on a higher time frame is just a trend on a lower time frame. So we got all this movement, boom, pull back, boom, break the structure, come here, retest. Cool. We could play it safe, right? And based off this 15-minute time frame, price would have to break above here based on this 15-minute time frame. The reason why is because that will be changing the direction of the market. It's no longer creating the lower lows and lower highs, right? It came down, boom, pulled up, came down. If this candle breaks above, that's changing the direction. So based off the 15-minute time frame, it will be ready. So I can go inside the 15-minute time frame and I can look for that same move here. Then I can go do the same thing on a 1-minute time frame. Why? Because it's going to happen on a 1-minute time frame first, then the 5-minute, then the 15, then 30, right? It just reveals itself slowly but surely. So now I really want us to understand this. This would be the perfect entry spot for us, right? If we close above here, that's a break of structure, right? We already had that upward push, the pullback, upward push, pullback. This got retested, right? This appears a resistance. Now, let's just boom, peanut butter jelly. Support, cross for entry. So now we got a support right here. This was the support. So I can do this to identify my support. And because of support, I'm gonna make it green, right? So we got this market baseline. The green line came down to it. This green line right here, or this green box is representing that support. Yes, ma'am. I think you did it on
I'm good.
accident.
I'm good. You're right.
Oh, you're good.
You're right. Okay. Thank you. I'm listening.
Okay. And now we see here, we're getting the move. It respected the support, just like it showed us here. It crossed up for entry on a 1-minute time frame there. That's cool. Did we break above here? No, we did not. That was our rule, right? We will enter when we close above here. That's the change of direction. And this is where the patience coming in. Would it be worth breaking below here, taking a sell, coming down here for 6 to 8 pips? No, it's not worth it. That's not even a good move to even get into, unless you're super duper scalping, right? So internally, this is an internal swing high. I'm gonna do 1 minute like that. That way it's not too much on the screen. Yep, 1 minute. And then did we get a break of structure on this one? Okay, it's still the same one. So now we just wait. There it goes. It's starting to happen. This is exactly what we wanted. And boom. Now, what's the next step? It has to go above the line. It has to. And when I said go above, I mean close above, right? When it's closing above, that's collected data. If it just wicks to it, that can be scary. That could be excuse me, that could be a rejection. And if it's a rejection, that means that zone is respected and it's not going to go in the direction that we're looking for. So that's why I always say now, make sure that candle close above or below it, whatever we're looking for, make sure the candle close because then it's collected data, right? So like right now it's 7 seconds, right? So when it boom, you see what I'm saying? Beautiful movie. Now, what is this? A break of structure. We closed above. We got that change of direction inside the market. Now, this did its job. So this is the swing low, right? A job of a swing low is to do what? Create a break of structure and boom, internal swing low, 1 minute. So I want to see, I got to see everything that I needed to. I wanted that close above here to enter the trade. That gave me that change of direction that I wanted to see. So enter the trade. And now I do, where is my stop loss? Go right below the swing low. And we can take this right here to the swing high. Oh, I am in change time frames. Not yet. I want to see that pullback. I changed the time frame too fast. But you see it came pulled back. Now it's like an indecision candle. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. Now, overall, I do want to continue to see this pull up, like even further, like bigger picture wise. Check out the swing high. Now, remember, I want y'all to understand one thing in the markets. When a breaker structure happens, it takes a lot of funds in the market to create a breaker structure. So that means it took a lot of money to create this breaker structure here in the market. And now we know the power is behind the buyers. Now we got this resistance right here. That's where it's at. Let's just look at the 4 hour time frame, the bigger picture of what we're looking at. This is a beautiful thing. Boom, smacked it. Now we're retesting. Another thing, my Fibby, the swing low to the swing high, right? This blue dark line that really cannot be seen, but can a little bit. This is discount below here, right? Below 50%. You want to buy when it's below 50%. You want to sell when it's above it in a premium. So we buy when it's discounted. So what did the price do? It came down to the discount, which is that breaker structure. That's why it makes more sense too. And if I need to change the template of it to see, oh, well, where could price go from here? And notice how everything aligns. Boom. This is where we want price to go first. Like overall big picture. So guess what's happening on this time frame? When we're getting that big push to the upside from here, perfect, great. Now, when we get that break above here, what are we going to expect? A pullback first, then continue on. Everything is here, I promise you. The move, the bread, you don't have to risk it for the biscuit. Like we just coasting. We just coasting. And those who super duper uber scout, yo, you could, like I said early in the call, there's some people who like two pip take profits or whatever the case is. You can put your stop loss in profit and just protect it. You can let it rock. There's so many different ways to do this because everybody's mindset is different. Everybody may see the different things. Yeah. Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then the big picture take profit is, let me pull this down. Let me check the chat. Yes, ma'ams. Yes, ma'ams. Right here. So the big picture, 160.87. So I'm going to go with 160.800 as the overall take profit. That was my overall goal. Rather, let me call it that. The goal is to go here, but to play it safe with a few pips. I don't mind missing out on 7 pips if that's what it's saying. Hey, at 160.800. I'm cool with that. That's going to be the overall take profit. Now, again, I want us to understand if we are, looking at the trade and so forth and watching the movie in McGroovy, we can see if it breaks structure here, guess what we wait for on this time frame? A retest, and then take another entry to where we're going. That's how you can manage it. Man, Miss Linda, I know you just plugged in with the plug-in and it shot up like a rocket ship as soon as you plugged in. I got you. I got you. I got you. I'm a stop losses here. 158.800. Yes, ma'am. So, look, we got a few goals, right? A few goals. This internal swing high on a 1 minute time frame, right? That's at 159.200. That's an internal target. And then, like we said, the bigger picture, 160, 800. Now, this is a nice, beautiful move, yo. Like I'm trying to told you. I know. Hold on. Let's just go from here. Look at that. That's almost a 200 pip move. Yes, ma'am. Overall, it's Wednesday, midweek reversal. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like this is the move. Like I really see the code has been cracked. The code has been cracked. And just looking at this 4 hour time frame, I got that breaker structure. And this is like why I put the eclipse there. So beautiful. Broke. It finally did its retest. Now it's time to continue. And now that we understand where market is going, I mean, shoot, it's still flying. This is beautiful. Mm-mm-mm. That's the trade. That's the trade of the day. The rest of this week for sure. I'm really looking at this to really just take all the way off. Like from the beginning, I might not even exit this trade until that whole 200 pips. I believe I can hold on to the trade. I can do anything I put my mind to for sure. I can do anything I put my mind to for sure. You know what I'm saying? And just protect the profits along the way. And then it's just the beginning of the day. There might be some news events. That's one thing I didn't do is check the newsy Uzis. Oh, that's what caused that big droppage. Now, let's talk about this really quick. This is a beautiful thing. So, this is how I read the news events. I haven't went over this in a long time. This is probably a strong skill to understand. When it comes to news events, I like to read it like a grade card. Like, remember in school when people be like, yo, hey, what do you think you got in math class? Right? What do you think you got in science? What do you think you got in gym? And then you tell them what you think you got. That's your forecast of what you believe you have. If I ask you what you got previous semester, right, you'll tell me what you previously got. But as you see it say Wednesday, August 12th, when the actual grade card come out and you get the grade, now you can see what it stands for, what's happening, right? So let's go in here and break this down. So this is USD pair. It's a core CPI news event. We want to open the folder. We want to look at the usual effect. This is the main ingredient to the recipe. It says actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Is the actual greater than the forecast? No. So it's not good or bad for currency. It's even. Next photo, because these photos are at the same time. Now, red photos, I almost forgot. Red photos are high impact. Orange photos are medium impact. And the yellow photos are low impact. So over here, you see this right here, low impact, boom, high impact. You got boom, medium impact. So if you see a high impact news event, you know it's going to be a big move in the market potentially. Look here, boom. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. Actual forecast, they're the same as well. So they're the same. So that's just telling me it's not good or bad for currency. It's just going to follow structure. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. They're both the same. And then last one, boom. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. These are the same as well. So now I'm looking at this like, okay, just follow structure. So this was at 7:30 a.m. Central. So at 8:30 in the morning, let's see what happened. 30-minute time frame. I could have went 15, but all right. Right here, 8:30. So what it did was when it opened up, pulled down first and pulled up. So going down to a lower time frame right here. Oh, my chart is on central. So this was that 8:30 joint. Everything was even. What do we have here? That break of structure on a 5-minute time frame. So what do we expect to happen on this time frame? Potential pullback, then continuation. Guess where it stopped at right now? Let's see if this is going to be valid. This here, fair value gap. And then go to the 1 minute and I can monitor it. So if this is going to be a valid fair value gap, guess what? We'll start to see the direction change, which we got to break above here, which is good. We're above the 50. And of course, inside the peanut butter jelly, we see that cross to the upside. That's another entry. Why? Because we know that we're going to the upside. We're expecting the market to go up. And we know that when we cross the red line, that's entry. So I'm going to be really monitoring this trade throughout the day to continue to go up. The news has already happened. It broke even. Um, that's how you literally read it. And we're seeing the market play out to the news event, right? Everything was the same, the exact, the actuals and the forecast. So nothing was greater than or less than. So it's just moving based off market structure, which is always going to do that, but we can overstand Bet this is where market is. I got internal swing highs, internal swing lows. I got that change of direction inside the market. I got everything happening. I see everything that is going on. Even another thing, if we're looking at it on an hourly basis, remember our peanut butter jelly centers, right? Look where we at. We're in a buy zone. We're outside the bottom piece of bread. The red line is right here for entry, right? Remember, when we're outside the bottom piece of bread and we want to get up to the peanut butter jelly, we know what direction to go. And guess what? So this move to the downside here, this was the entry for the sell. The exit of the sell was when it crosses back above this red line. So since we already know that's about to happen, and we already seen that price went to the area that we needed it to, and look here, boom, came right back, retested. We in good hands like Allstate. This is the movie. So I'll drop this one on YouTube today too. The last Monday's call is on there. I'll drop this one um shortly. About to feed the baby real quick. And yeah, man, that's just how we killing the markets, man. We really looking and identifying what's really going on in the market. So this is how people are gonna understand how to trade and really get more confident and get the result. No extra fancy schmancy, nothing, just basic foundational trading, fundamental. Like just looking at the market, understanding we've all been told break and retest. Now we just gotta utilize it the right way. Look, this is the change of direction on the 15 minute. So yeah, this is beautiful. Let's win bigger than we ever have. Let's change the world. And I will see y'all at the top because the bottom is way too crowded.
Thank you.
Chosen.
Okay.